Well, pressure is mounting on the Biden administration to intervene in the Israel-Gaza conflict. After confirmation this morning, 9 Americans have been killed. Hezbollah warns it's prepared to launch direct attacks on US positions. Our Washington correspondent Annalise Nielsen joins us live now from DC. So Annalise, how has the US responded today?
Look, President Biden appears to be locked in talks behind closed doors, especially with allies, as the pressure mounts for the US to intervene. What we've already seen is the US moving some military assets, including aircraft carriers and guided missiles, into the region. But the discussion is now turning to land and air support. Hezbollah has put out a statement saying Palestine is not Ukraine. If the US intervenes directly, all US positions in the region will become legitimate targets of the resistance axis and face our attacks. And on that day, there will be no red line. At the same time, the US has said repeatedly and through previous administrations, not just the current one, that it is the strongest ally of Israel. It supports Israel as a democracy in the region. And they've been very critical of how this has all played out, including the horrific attack that's now claimed at least 9 American lives as well. There's pressure mounting on the White House too to comment on that. It's mid-afternoon at this point, and the White House still hasn't commented on the 9 American lives lost, and the assumption is that there will be more. Benjamin Netanyahu, though, a short time ago said that he's been in contact with Biden and feels the full support of America.
I am in constant communication with President Biden, and I would like to thank him on behalf of all citizens of Israel. The USA supporting Israel in every way.
Congress remains at a standstill with no speaker sworn in, but Republicans have been taking aim at the Biden administration, saying that much of this is caused by this $6 billion prisoner swap between the US and Iran, where 5 prisoners each side were swapped. But what the Biden administration has said is that money was not cash coming from the US. It was Iranian money that was being held in South Korea, and it was unfrozen, that there's particular controls over where that money can go. At the very least, it is causing a huge headache as the spotlight increasingly is drawn on this money and Iran's potential involvement in this attack.
Handing over $6 billion to Iran only helps the cause. In explaining that to members of Congress, they said they had provisions to refreeze the money if Iran has done something wrong. They should freeze the money back today.
We agreed to free up $6 billion, and that is an absolute disaster. And I would not be at all surprised if part of that tremendous wealth that they just accumulated went into all of a sudden watching this level of aggression.
While Congress can't do anything, the focus is also on New York, people waiting for the United Nations to intervene.
It's time to end this vicious circle of bloodshed, hatred and polarization. Israel must see its legitimate needs for security materialized, and Palestinians must see a clear perspective for the establishment of their own state realized.
Pete, as Israel appears more poised to launch further attacks on Gaza, it does seem that the pressure is mounting on the US administration to involve themselves, support the Israelis, and also to help stock up those stockpiles to protect the Iron Dome that's protecting Israelis as we speak.
OK, Annalise Nielsen with the latest there. Busy day in Washington, DC. Thanks, Annalise.